Good morning from Istanbul. I'm here for 3 or 4 days. I got here yesterday, and this is, I guess, my first full day here proper. And I just want to share some of my first impressions, because there's a few things that I wish I knew before I came, and that I kind of found out only after I arrived. The first thing you notice is there's history everywhere. Like ancient city walls, which I think are part of the ancient Roman fortifications. You see them, some just outside my hotel. And the other thing is cats. There are cats everywhere. And it's almost like the community cats, the community kind of raises them. I'm not sure if they belong to any single owner. The thing that surprised me, or one of the things that surprised me on arrival, was the currency situation. You go to the airport and you change money, and it's a rip-off. The official exchange rate for euros to lira, it's like €1 you can change for, it's around 47 or 48 lira. And at the airport you get 33. And you think, okay, maybe I'll go to the ATM, I'll get a better exchange rate. You won't. The exchange rate at the ATM, they charge an 8% commission. So it's the highest I've ever seen. Hold on, I'm gonna get wet if I'm not careful. So I think the best thing to do is pay with your card as much as possible, and bring some cash that you can change in the city center. Because I've had several people tell me, go to the Grand Bazaar, which I had a wonder about yesterday, and change your money there. And I did, and then you get 46 lira for €1. It's a much better rate. But yeah, whatever you do, don't change money at the airport. And just on my way to one of the most famous tourist sites in Istanbul, the Hagia Sophia, or I think they call it Hagia Sophia. That's how they read it in Turkish. And this is the little Hagia Sophia, which I might go in a little bit later on the way back, because it's not far from my hotel. But they say you want to get there early, because if you get there 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, there's some big ferries that arrive here, and I guess thousands of people come off the ferries, and they go to these, the famous sites, Hagia Sophia, Topkapi Palace. So that's why I'm on my way this early. I almost missed this, but it gives me a chance to show you. Breakfast. This is what would have been the Hippodrome. And this is the Blue Mosque here. Hagia Sophia is over in the distance. And when this was a hippodrome, this wouldn't have existed. This is later. But this is if you come here in a few hours, it's quite busy. Lots of tourist sites around here. Blue Mosque, Hagia Sophia, and this obelisk from Egypt. Now, the ticket situation in Istanbul is quite confusing. For mosques, the only mosque you need to buy a ticket for is the Hagia Sophia, which is where I'm going now. And it's €25, which is strange, because I've been to a lot of mosques in many different countries and they never charge. But this one they do. Apparently the other mosques in Istanbul, like this one, Blue Mosque, is free. So I'm gonna head there a bit later. And then the other place today is Basilica Sistine, which I'm not sure how to describe that. It's kind of like a place to store water, but in Roman times. We'll see. And that's about €30, I think. And then Topkapi Palace, which I'll probably go to tomorrow or the day after. That's the most expensive. That's €55 or €60. It's really expensive to get tickets here. And when you search online, it's confusing as well, because there's all kinds of skip the line tickets. You're not really sure what's official and what's not. So that's why I'm here early, because yesterday I did a free walking tour, or a tip-based walking tour around here, and she said, no, just come early, and that way you can skip the line. I mean, and she's right, what's the point in skipping the line if you go inside and it's full of people, right? You can see 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, on the summer holiday, it's fairly empty here. So fingers crossed, Hagia Sophia will be empty too. Like even outside, they are promoting this skip the line and the Hagia Sophia experience. And a guide told me yesterday, she said, trust me, it's not an experience, just buy the tickets yourself. And that seems to be what I can do. So I'm a little bit late, it's 8:15, but come here early. Let's go inside. Even at the ticket office, they ask you, do you want the full experience? And I think that means they're trying to upsell you and sell you a ticket that includes a museum or something like that. And I said, I want the €25 one, which is the bog standard pass, which I think lets you to the second floor, and that's where you want to go. I could be wrong, but I hope I'm not, because I've already bought the tickets. So this is the second floor, I guess. Let's see. Hopefully it won't flicker. I don't think it will. And it's up here, look, you can see some of the Christian iconography, is that what you call it? See if we can find a bit more. I think they've covered it up. You see that? Because in a mosque, you're not supposed to have images of people. And so the parts that are visible from the first floor, they covered it up, which might be a bit controversial. My guide was telling me yesterday. So that was Hagia Sophia. Is it impressive? Yeah. Is it worth visiting? Yeah. I mean, it's like if you're in Cairo, you have to visit the pyramids, right? Is it worth €25? I'm not so sure. You can be the judge of that. But I'm going to check out some other mosques over the next few days, which are free. All of them are free, apart from this one. So we'll see. I'm now going to head to a place called Basilica System, which is actually just across the road. Hagia Sophia is here, Basilica System's here, and I can already see people lining up. So let's go and join the queue. Okay, this place was 1,500 lira, which I think is about, I don't know, $45. But when you first walk in here, this makes you go, wow. The lights change color and makes it quite atmospheric. It's not really a good place to take selfies. But the lights and the walkways make it a really surreal place. This place was built by, I think it's Justinian. I think he's the same guy who built Hagia Sophia. And, you know, it's supposed to be a water storage place. It's a pretty awesome looking water storage place, I think you'll agree. And there were aqueducts that supplied this place. It's quite surreal. You know, I think they have different times of day, the price is different. And this is the cheapest time of day to come. In the evening, I think they have some kind of light show, something like that. But the price is, you know, is even higher than it is now. So I think it's fine to come in the morning. look at this. This is Medusa. And there's another Medusa. I won't show you what's throwing the shadow, but oh, you can see it. That was the Basilica Cistern. I feel like that's worth the money. I'm gonna head to a place called this is the Hippodrome again. I'm gonna check out the Blue Mosque. They don't call it that in Turkey, or the Turks don't call it that. They call it, I think it's called Sultan Ahmed. Don't quote me on that. And this one is free. So maybe we can go and see what the first floor of a Sultan built mosque is like. Because Hagia Sophia and this mosque, and there's a few others I think, were commissioned by sultans, so they're the most important kind of mosque. There's a story. Normally the mosques that were built by sultans or commissioned by sultans have 4 minarets. Minarets are the towers where you hear the call to prayer, or where the call to prayer is broadcast from. And this one has 6. And apparently it was some confusion in translation. 6 sounds the same as gold in Turkish. He wanted gold minarets, 4 of them, and he ended up with 6. Rumor has it the architect might have been dealt with, shall we say. But that's just a rumor. So let's go and check out the Blue Mosque, which is not actually blue, but I hear it's called that because it is blue inside, and Blue Mosque is easier for people like me to remember. The entrance is not. This is the courtyard, which you can come in. You can come in even if you've got shorts, which I don't have today because I knew I was coming to a mosque and you can't wear shorts in a mosque. But I think the entrance is over that. Well, there's one entrance for people praying and there's another entrance for tourists. At least you get to walk around the first floor in this place. It's a lot brighter than Hagia Sophia. I feel like there's more black there. We'll see how this compares to some of the other mosques, because this one's really busy. Cats are allowed in the mosque too, I guess. The famous market in Istanbul, or maybe there's 2 famous markets, is the Grand Bazaar and the Spice Market. I think they call it the Egyptian market too. But these 2 markets, I've heard from several people that it's a tourist trap. You know, like if you buy something there, you're going to pay more than if you went to a more local market or a smaller market. And one of the markets they told me about was, what's the name of this market? It's called Arasta. And I think it's just next to the Blue Mosque, where I am now. This is a 3-minute walk. So let's go and check it out. So Hagia Sophia, and a sign I'm on the right track, Arasta Bazaar. I wonder why they call it, I guess because we're in Turkey, so it's a bazaar, not a souk. The Arabic country would be a souk. I'm not sure if there'll be much to buy here for me, but it's always nice to take a look, because a lot of the stuff that you find here is stuff that you would find in other parts of the Middle East. I'm not saying Turkey's part of the Middle East, but you would find it in other countries, and I've been to several of those countries, and so a lot of the stuff I've already seen. But there might be some stuff that's uniquely Turkish, and that might be interesting to buy. This looks like the gate. I assume I'm going in and not coming out. Or maybe it's an outdoor market. You know, I was told that Turkey is hot in summer, or at least Istanbul is hot in summer. It's not. It's quite nice. I'm going to be honest and say that a lot of the stuff here is the same stuff that you see at the Grand Bazaar. It might be a little bit cheaper, who knows. So about 7 or 8 minutes walk from the Blue Mosque in this kind of residential neighborhood, which is actually where my hotel is. Well, not hotel, but guest houses, is Little Hagia Sophia, which is actually built a few years earlier than the more famous 25 euros Hagia Sophia that I was at earlier. So let's have a look, because it looks like there's a lot fewer tourists than than there are in the more famous place. It's a much quieter mosque. It feels like your neighborhood mosque. And here's where you would wash your feet. I thought I saw some chickens here. What happened to the chickens? Look, this is interesting. These flags, I think they're the flags of the Turkic countries, if that's even a thing. Look, there's Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, I think Kazakhstan. What are the stans? Let's have a look. Yeah.